Assalamu Alaikum. Today we are going to learn about the very first prophet in Islam. In fact, he was the very first man ever created. He was Prophet Adham alayhi salam. The first prophet was created from clay that was brought from different parts of the earth. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala finished creating the first human, He addressed his angels and told them to bow down before him. Adam alayhi salam opened his eyes and saw all the angels bowing down before him. This was just a sign of respect, and it did not mean that the angels were worshipping Adam alayhi salam. Prostrating and worshipping is only done before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There was one among them, however, who was not participating. He was Iblis, better known as Shaitan. He was standing among the angels, but he was not one of them. He was a mischievous jinn, and he refused to bow down before Adam. Then Allah said, "O Iblis, what is your reason for not being among those who bow down?" Then Iblis said,
I am not the one to prostrate in front of a human being.
"Whom you created using clay."
I am better than him, for I was made from fire.
Allah said, "Then get out from here, for verily you're an outcast or a cursed one. Verily, this curse shall be upon you until the day of resurrection." Oh! Iblis tried in vain to justify his refusal, but Allah refused to listen to him. Then Iblis said,
I will seize and mislead his offsprings and lead them to astray.
Almighty Allah granted Adam the power to know the natures of all things and to summarize them by names. That is a bird, that is a tree, that is a river. All the names as we know today, mashallah. Allah implanted in Adam an insatiable need and love for knowledge, and a desire to pass on his knowledge to his children. Prophet Adam alayhi salam lived in paradise happily, but after some time, he began to feel lonely. Every animal or bird in paradise had a partner, except him. Even though he was content with his God's generosity, he sometimes felt wanting a partner. Allah, the All-Knowing, realized this. One night, when the Prophet was sleeping, he took a bone from Adam's rib and created his female partner. "What would you call your female partner?" asked Allah. "I would call her Hawwa," said the Prophet. The Prophet and his wife lived together in the garden happily. They were surrounded by the luscious gardens and valleys, beautiful streams and springs, and God let them enjoy everything, except one single tree. Allah forbade them, "Do not come near this tree, or you both will be wrongdoers." It was just one tree. They were allowed to roam around anywhere else. But the Prophet and his wife were but human beings, and man tends to forget. Iblis, the troublesome jinn, decided to take advantage of the human's weakness. He started to whisper to him, day after day, twisting his mind.
Shall I guide you to the tree of immortality and the eternal kingdom? He kept going on and on and on, pushed them into committing the sin. They forgot that Allah had warned them not to go near that tree, and that Iblis was their sworn enemy. Why, oh why, would they disobey his one request?
And finally one day, Adam and Hawwa plucked the fruit of the tree and took a bite. But before they could finish eating, that their hearts contracted. They were filled with pain, sadness, and shame. The surrounding atmosphere had changed. They were banished from the paradise for disobeying Allah's command. But Allah knows everything. He knew that Adam and Hawwa would eventually eat from the tree and descend to earth. He knew that Shaitan would trick them into eating the forbidden fruit. So when Adam alayhi salam descended upon the earth, it was exactly as Allah had planned. Allah was teaching the Prophet and his wife a lesson. Prophet and his wife started their life on earth. Adam alayhi salam had to work hard to take care of himself and Hawwa. The greatest moment of their life on earth was when they witnessed the birth of their first children, a set of twins. Prophet Adam alayhi salam was a devoted father, and Hawwa was a wonderful mother. The twins were Qabil and his sister. Later, Hawwa gave birth to a second set of twins, Habil and his sister. Adam and Hawwa's family enjoyed the bounties and the fruits of the earth provided by Allah. The children grew up to be strong and healthy, and they soon became young adults. Qabil plowed the land while Habil raised the cattle. They both worked very hard. The time arrived when the two young males to get life partners. This was planned for mankind to multiply, but there were nobody else on earth beside Adam alayhi salam, his wife Hawwa, and their children. Allah had to provide for them, which He always does. Allah commanded that each son offers a sacrifice, and he whose offering was accepted will have a wife by their side. Habil offered his best goat to Allah. He wanted nothing but the best for his God. But Qabil had different plans. He selected the rotten vegetables and fruits and offered them as sacrifice. He offered his worst grains to God. And as you could have guessed, Habil's sacrifice was accepted by Allah, and Qabil's was rejected. This enraged Qabil, and he was very angry at his brother. But how could he be angry when he brought this upon himself? One day, both of them were alone in the fields. Qabil decided to take revenge on his brother. Qabil said to his brother in anger, "I will kill you. I refuse to see you happy, while I remain unhappy." But Habil replied calmly, "Even if you raise your hand to harm me, I will never do the same to you, for I fear Allah." This comment further angered Qabil, and he took a stone and hit him. It was only later that he realized that he had murdered his own brother in his rage. This was the first murder in the history of mankind. After some time, when his rage subsided, Qabil was now left worried. How will I hide Habil's body? What do I do with it? It was then that he saw two crows fighting in the air. Then one of the crows fell dead to the ground. The other raven scratched a hole on the ground and buried the dead crow in it. You see, boys and girls, Qabil was full of guilt and remorse. Qabil knew he had committed a huge sin. He knew that he couldn't hide from Allah. He buried his brother's dead body and left the place, never to return again. Prophet Adam alayhi salam and his wife had many other children, and they populated the earth. The Prophet lived for a very long time, and finally, one day, the angel of death came to him and took him to the heavens. Allah knows that we are merely humans, and He has let us choose between right and wrong, the good and bad. But the key, boys and girls, is that we must always remember Allah.